to start up. This game is a quarterfinal clash between Hilko and 420 Ham Squad. We've seen 420 play before. Don't think we've seen Hilko apart from the last game, obviously. So it would be interesting to see how these two teams do face up against each other. How are you doing today, Tempe?
Well, I'm good. I casted a game previous to the with Pash. It was really fun and really good game. That analysis was amazing. And in regards to this game, I cannot wait because we already casted the red team. Because I do remember Worst Ari as well as the Pirate Fighter EU West. So, and Worst Ari played LeBlanc, and I think he played brilliantly that LeBlanc. So he wasn't the worst LeBlanc. So I haven't seen his Ari play yet.
Well, we are into the picks and bans stage here. Hilko will be banning first on that blue side, and Jinx immediately gets locked away from this 420 Ham Squad too.
Indeed, which is really smart choice. When she gets going, and she gets excited, and she just wrecks everything.
Right, she does. She gets very excited, at least getting locked out as well. So, not going to be seeing that spider skittling along the Summoner's Rift. As many S's as I could get into a sentence right there. Kassadin as well being locked out. We saw Kassadin in the last game, perhaps not as effective as you usually see Kassadin's, locked out a bit by that Nasus in the middle lane. An interesting pick, but really well done there by the Hilko team, to choose something unconventional to eliminate the threat of that Kassadin.
Indeed, it really was well played by them. Nasus, although at the start of the game was falling behind, he was still keeping up with CS and was leading there, but he was shut down twice, and then because Kassadin can't effectively keep Nasus away from getting his Siphoning Strike stacks up, yeah, he can with that silence on occasion, but not always. Just allows Nasus to snowball, as we have Elise, Nasus, and Mundo being banned from our red team.
Yeah, they've gone for all of the purple champions in their ban, so obviously they do not like that colour, that mixture of red and blue. Scary to them because it implies the mixture of the two teams and the team cohesion that you're not going to see on Summoner's Rift between the red and the blue side. Evelyn locked in. Yeah. Evelyn Tempe.
Indeed, Evelyn. It's really lovely, Evelyn. She can go middle, she can go jungle. We mostly see her jungle. She's a really nice AP assassin that can just sneak behind someone and obliterate them out of the map, out of the game for a while. Trash and Olaf picked by 420.
Yeah, two big picks there. Thresh, a superb support, and we see the death sentence being spelled out and written out for many champions across the lot of tournaments since Thresh was released, and Leona being the pick. Thresh and Leona really are the big two supports at the moment. You want a massive amount of tankiness from your support and also a lot of CC, so Thresh and Leona being those main two supports that we see played in most games these days.
Indeed, and Leona is a soft counter to Thresh. Yeah, she has her Zenith Blade, she has her shield stun, she has her Solar Eclipse as well as her Eclipse and Solar Flare. So she is a really well-rounded do-or-die champion support, a really nice tank support, especially the changes with the items. They did lock in Sivir, as we have Pirate Fighter EU West on Ezreal, and Zenithus on that legendary Renekton, and I remember that Renekton. That was one scary Crocagator. One
scary Crocodile indeed, and that Ezreal lock-in is an interesting. It intrigues me because Ezreal, although being a very a very mobile and a very easy to play AD carry, like one of the easier AD carries to pick up in terms of positioning and team fighting.
That's the reason why I can't play him.
Yeah. He's very easy to jump around the map and keep yourself safe, but he's not one of the stronger AD carries at the moment. Doesn't have the damage output that you see from someone like Sivir, even a Vayne. I mean, I've seen a lot of Ashe recently as well, getting a huge amount of damage down. So Ezreal is more going to be for that kiting potential. Hopefully Olaf and Renekton can get on that backline and be doing the damage that they're going to be missing from that Ezreal.
Yeah, definitely. We have been hovering, Hilko has been hovering over Zenith, Rengar and Gragas. Gragas will be able to displace quite a bit of the 420 HSS team. That's good. And Rengar, really good snipe, especially with those brushes in the top and bottom lanes, will be able to deal tons, and they do lock it in. And we have Eiko Hilko being covered over by Worst Ari.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see if they do pick that, because we know that Worst Ari is the mid laner for this 420 Ham Squad team, so who's mid at the moment? If they pick up that Shaco, are they going to put an Olaf in the mid lane? Are they going to put a Nectin in the mid lane, or are they going to have... Shaco most commonly goes for the sort of jungle role, so it looks like it's actually probably going to be a Katarina picked up here by Worst Ari. Worst Ari does like sort of the Orianas, the LeBlancs, those are his two favourite champions, so there's the Oriana, and I expect to see either that or LeBlanc locked in. Look at this, I mean 100% calls right here, 100% calls.
Yes, you called it. Good job.
Yeah, so I mean, the two teams here are really interesting in the way that they're set up. We see Hilko have decided to go for a very nice sort of CC supporter mid laner, which is really strong, and we see that coming out from the 420 Ham Squad as well. Most of the time, what you'll see in games these days is either you take a really heavy CC jungler and top laner with sort of more damage coming out from your support, or you go for a really heavy CC mid laner and support and then damage from the other aspects. So Evelyn is going to be doing a huge amount of damage here for Hilko. Rengar he's going to be building as damagey as he can, hoping that he can really nuke down Ezreal, because as you get to about the 30-minute mark in a game, Rengar's ult, that Thrill of the Hunt ultimate, which makes you invisible, actually has a shorter cooldown than Death Timers. So if Rengar can just jump on Ezreal over and over and over and over again, when he respawns, he can keep him basically locked out of the game, and that's one less champion that you have to worry about.
I'm expecting Evelyn and Rengar to tag team or team up and go for Ezreal and Oriana to get them out of the game, and then have Leona and Gragas protect Sivir. Yeah, she has her boomerang blade and the ricochet, so she will be able to, and spell shield, so she'll be able to protect herself to a degree. But it will be coming down mostly in the how well Leona and Gragas can communicate, because if she drops a solar flare while Gragas uses his explosive cask and just disperses or relocates the champions, they're going to be having a bad time if it happens at the same seconds. While Team 420HS, they have that really nice ball delivery system in the form of Thresh with his death sentence, or with Zenitus on Renekton with his slice and dice. So it will be a nice command protect, Shockwave in, and Ezreal True Shot Barrage and the box happening. Really good synergize on Team 420HS. So Leona, I'm just quite so sure if she will work well with Gragas due to the displacement, but it's a still really interesting team composition for Hilko. I'm expecting to see quite a lot, and I'm gonna predict buff steal by Hilko.
It'll be interesting to see if they do decide to go for that buff steal. They have a relatively good composition for it. Sivir with a huge amount of damage early game, and obviously that Rengar being able to jump out of the bushes, his passive, very strong. But against a Thresh, an Olaf, Ezreal who can scout, as can Oriana, it's going to be difficult for them to get close enough to steal away that buff easily. I mean, Evelyn could go for the invisible drive-by smite, but it's going to be, I think it's going to be very hard for them to get into that jungle unseen. So if they do get it, all props to the Hilko team. That would be superb play by them, but it's going to be deadly if it does happen. It's going to be a massive fight, and with the, as we talked about before, with the goal being reduced for First Blood, it's not as vital to try and go in and get those steals.
No, Evelyn is constantly stealthed, don't forget that, so she can easily try.
Oh, we've lost Tempe there, it seems. Yep, totally lost Tempe there, so I'm going to keep going. Evelyn is constantly stealth, so she can try and get into the bush. I think Tempe's back with us. Are you back with us, Tempe? Had a little snippet from you. No, we've lost her again, so I'm just going to talk 15 seconds before we get into this game. Sorry about that, guys. I know that she is the more interesting of the two casters because of her feminine wiles and her voice, obviously. So we're getting into the loading screen, just going to get this one set up and ready to get in. I'm really excited for this game.
I think I'm back.
Yeah, there we are. Got Tempe. I'm really excited for this game, Tempe. Both teams have great team compositions and they have great team fight compositions as well. So much CC coming out from both sides. And you talked about Gragas and Leona interacting. If Gragas uses that explosive cast to knock someone back into range for Leona to Zenith Blade onto them, they're going to be CC locked, and you can use it more as an assassination tool rather than as a sort of a wider team fighting tool. So you get someone out, lock them down, kill them, and then you fight 4v5.
Yeah, it will definitely come down to Gragas and how well he can time and place his explosive casks to be able to do that. If he can get Orianna or Ezreal closer to Leona for her to Solar Flare, yeah, it'd be great. Even if she can get, they can get Thresh or Renekton. Also brilliant. There's also a slight problem. Renekton, if he times it well and lands before Solar Flare hits him, he can slice and dice more further in and do his damage with his Dominus and slice and dice. Really loving how this looks. Like, I'm almost speechless as how well the teams are done, and especially Leona can lock them down, Gragas can displace them. He can also be used for disengaging as well, not just engaging and dispersing them and allowing Leona to get those solar flares and zenith blades at a better and more efficient way.
Both teams are superb, and I love these games where you talk about it beforehand, and I will say, oh, Gragas can lock them out, Leona will do this, and then you can counteract it and say, yeah, but if they do that, Renekton can then do this, and it just shows how well thought out both of these teams are, because no matter which team engages, both teams have the ability to win that team fight from that stage. So I'm really looking forward to when we get to the 15-20 minute mark and these two teams do decide to sort of group up and fight against each other, because it's really going to be a battle of the titans when we get to that stage.
Indeed, it will. It really will. Shame they don't have exactly like a champion similar to Nasus who thrives on the late game. This is more of a mid-game champions around here, but yeah, I cannot wait to see these team fights and skirmishes happen, and especially the team fights around Dragon.
Yeah, it's going to be fascinating. I mean, Olaf does really well in the late game as you get him to that Ragnaroking stage where he's running into the back line of the opposing team. So Renekton as well, we talked about it a little bit. Pash said he likes the way that he scales into late game. He's not a late game champion, so to speak, but he is a good late game sort of player and a good late game force to be reckoned with. And we do actually see a little bit of interesting positioning here from the 420 Ham squad. Hilko have spread out across the map. They're guarding their entire jungle. Leona coming down towards the Tribush here, and it looks like 420 Ham squad are going to go for the engage.
Yep. As you said, Renekton isn't a late game champion as such, but because of the item changes, he became a late game champion. He's still potent in early and mid game, but now he can hold his own and deal damage as well as be a very natural tank in late game, where he just fell off pre-season 4 in the late game. So
we're
always aiming
for Leona.
Yep.
She might get caught out here. She's not in a great position. She can run down towards Try, and Ezreal actually showed himself there. Leona's going to be able to walk away. The hook, what was that, Vegnaguno? Sorry, that was a little bit misplaced, shall we say there.
Just slightly. I think he was aiming at just being intimidating instead of just landing the hook.
Yeah. Something we talk about as casters often is the threat of a skill rather than the actual skill being cast itself. The threat of a hook is so much stronger a lot of the time than using the hook, because then your opponents know it's on that 16-second cooldown, they've got a while before they need to worry about it again. Evelyn has actually managed to come around and steal away this red buff with Xantos Gaming there on Rengar. Really nicely done by them to see that invade and then counter-invade for themselves.
We have Gragas and Orianna already trading damage. Orianna receiving...
Oh, sorry, Pyro Fights with you in the bot lane's gone down to about 200 HP. Beautiful there. Thresh wasn't with his team, his bot lane there. He wasn't with his AD carry. He wasn't able to protect him from the Leona, and Leona just went in, got a lot of damage down. It's going to be difficult for Ezreal now in this bot lane.
Indeed. Orianna will be able to trade better with Gragas once she gets her command dissonance, as for now she has her command attack, but the barrel roll is just dealing a lot more damage to her than she is dealing to him.
Yeah,
things will change there as well.
Those mid lane battles, people used to talk about Gragas as a counter for Orianna, now not quite as strong as it used to be. Oh, we actually see a nice hook landing in the bottom lane, nothing's going to happen there, but lots of Oriannas have started to max out their command attack as opposed to their command dissonance, which is the sort of AoE, and so by using the ability to keep that ball mobile, keep it moving around, you can actually zone out Gragas a lot better than you used to be able to. So I expect that to be quite an even lane, and they're really there for their massive CC ultimates. If Gragas gets on top of Orianna's face, might be able to get a kill relatively early, but it's going to be difficult.
Oh, Rengar on top in the trouble.
Yeah, taking quite a bit of damage, slicing dice. I mean, this is what you expect to see out of a Rengar Renekton lane. Renekton's going to jump in there, get the Calder Meeks off. Both of them have gone those Door and Shield starts, so they're trying to be tanky, trying to get that health regeneration, and because neither of them rely on mana, we could see them staying here for a long, long time.
Yep. Well, the good thing about Rengar is he has that roar of his.
Ooh, so like Evelyn's
It's
coming into
roar,
this
so he
bottom
can
lane.
heal up.
Yeah, he can heal up. He's got his Battle Roar and Calder Meeks there from Renekton as well, so they're both just going to be able to heal themselves up a bunch. Savagery coming out onto Renekton's face then. Look at it, like, it's such an even top lane.
It really is. It will come down to junglers coming around to that top, helping out their respective laners, team members, and just giving the advantage that way. Or who can get to level
Oh no,
6
Ignite's going to come down here onto Xantos Gaming. Is it enough? Flashes in for that last auto attack. Ignite is ticking. Xantos! Oh, he levels up from a minion! I cannot believe it. The level up keeps him alive, and Xantos Gaming is going to be able to get away.
That's one lucky cat. I think he just used one of his 9 lives.
Most decidedly there. He is 8 lives to go before Renekton's able to take him out in that lane, but Renekton going back, getting his Dorman's Blade, so going for a lot of early damage, getting a bit of sustain as well from his auto attacks. He's going to be trying to take Rengar out of this lane, make sure he can't roam around and can't eliminate the other champions as easily as possible. And Rengar's gone for cloth armor, so it shows that he wants to be a bit more defensive and is a bit scared of this Renekton.
Well, we just saw what Renekton did. Renekton is 3 CS up above Rengar. It's not a huge difference, but it does help a bit. Renekton picked up Doran's Blade because he is that secure in his slight dominance at the moment. So he needed some form of sustain and damage. Well, Rengar decided to go with that cloth armor and boots so he can have a bit more mobility and can sustain a bit more damage from Renekton. Doesn't mean he's not a powerful cat anymore, it just means he wants to play a bit safely before he can get that Blade of the Ruined King up. Or even a Hydra.
I think expect to see that Hydra coming out from him, so overall this game's been really even thus far, and I think we've talked about this and we've talked about how team fighting is even. It looks like laning, Rengar's a bit behind this for Renekton, but laning is pretty even as well. Orianna having a bit of trouble in the mid lane, keeping up in CS with this Gragas, but Gragas is out of mana, does get a bit of mana regeneration from that Drunken Range, his W skill, so will be able to sustain himself up a little bit, but 6 CS at this point of the game is not really that big.
No, just 5 CS difference. She can easily come back from that and farm up. She just needs to get Gragas out of that lane to be able to do it properly. They are sitting on a lot of health.
Oh, sorry, explosive cast coming down in mid lane. There's the Ignite as well, but worse, Zari, nice command protect, gonna keep herself alive. Didn't even flash there, so an Ignite used and the ultimate coming out from Gragas, but Orianna's gonna keep herself alive. Hasn't quite hit 6 yet, so wasn't able to shockwave in response.
No, she has her barrier up as well, so she just command protected and walked away. Recalled, here comes Olaf in the middle, just keeping up Gragas away from that tower and also getting that free experience and gold, as Rengar on top is really getting the beating of his life, as Renekton is level 6 and has his dominance, so we could be seeing Renekton diving Rengar really soon.
It's possible. Rengar has now hit level 6, and that's going to be difficult for Renekton to dive, because if you use Thrill of a Hunt, you go invisible, obviously, and he'll be able to just hide himself around that tower, just dodge around as much as possible. Perhaps when Renekton gets that Ignite back up in about 15-20 seconds, he might decide to go in. So that's when we should be looking at top lane.
As well as Flash. If he wants to dive, he needs that Flash as well up. Yeah, he has his Slice and Dice, but if he enters with Slice and Dice, he'll need something to escape with.
Yeah, so
and not just rely on Dominus.
Yeah, it's going to be dangerous for him, especially since you don't know where Evelyn is most of the time, because she is invisible. Even your wards aren't going to spot her out while she's wandering around the jungle. So you don't want to be diving someone when there could be a jungler just around the corner who can come in and just demolish your face.
Here comes Olaf trying to gank. Rengar didn't see him.
Yeah, well, the ward isn't quite in the position there. Nice thrill of the hunt. Rengar's going to be able to get away, and this is what we talked about. Thrill of the hunt gets you away. He's going to stay around in the lane, pops off, and Olaf has to back away. But looks like Olaf might be coming back up towards this top lane, trying to get a little bit of damage down. Nope. There's Runaway and he's going to step across a ward here from the Hilko team, so they know where he is.
I'm actually surprised that Olaf isn't going to try and steal Evelyn's blue buff or try to catch her out in her own jungle. He is level 6, she's level 5. The buffs do still hurt her, as we saw. She's on 50% health just by tanking the blue buff and giving it to Gragas. So Olaf could technically counter jungle her and get away with it and shut her down that way.
That he could. I mean, it's difficult at sort of even at this level of play, which is relatively high. I mean, it's gold to the top sort of 20% or so of the community. It's difficult to judge when buff timers and stuff are going to be up perfectly, and especially if you see people responding to you standing around in the jungle, like Rengar was backing away a little bit as Olaf danced around there. You know they've got a ward. You don't really want to go across there not knowing if your teammates are going to perhaps respond as quickly as they could. Orianna was pushed to her tower, so she might not be able to get across there. Gragas would be there, it'd be a 2v1. Oh, Renekton's actually going in top lane to pop the Dominus. He's going to go on Xantos Gaming, but Xantos gets away nice and easily. Flash is up for him in just a couple of seconds, so Flash Ignite up for Renekton as well. Might decide to dive this one.
Yep. Dominus is halfway over. Here he goes. So it would be best if he did it when he popped Dominus to dive on Xantos, but then again Xantos did have his full Fury stack, so he could easily stun him, snare him under that tower and deal free damage to him.
Yep, one interesting thing is actually here, a Rising Hero's taking this blue buff. I'm not sure if that was an accident or if that was purposeful for him, because Olaf does need blue to spam out his undertows, get those axes flying as much as possible, but I think perhaps he tried to get that across to Orianna and just maybe the red buff took it away.
Could be.
Explosive cast coming in here mid lane. Body slam hits there on Wursari. Ignite's gone down as well. She has the shockwave available. There's one more battle and it's not going to be enough. Wursari didn't flash again. Managed to keep herself alive.
Not even barrier used.
Yeah, that's really good judgment there from Wursari, not to back away from that one and not to flash.
We are seeing Hilko going for that dragon as Evelyn started it. This will be a free dragon to them. They use a pink ward just to see if the 420 HS used anything. They didn't. So it's a really free early dragon.
Ooh, almost stolen away there by the True Shot Barrage actually. Nicely smited though. Bro Easel picking that one up for his team. Yeah, they do get a timer. Yeah, they do have a timer. And actually, look at that. They just picked up a dragon. We're only 200 gold in the lead. So CS here, Renekton really out CSing Rengar, and Olaf also a little bit ahead of Evelyn. So keeping themselves in the game here. Nicely done by 420 Ham Squad.
Yep, the only one behind are definitely Orianna versus Gragas, which is the 20 CS difference, or almost 20 CS difference, and 10 CS difference in that bottom lane in favor of Sivir. So they need to pick up. Wow, I just noticed Sivir's items: 3 Doran's Blades and a Vampiric Scepter. She's really going for that early sustain damage, while she saves up money for a Bloodthirster and Last Whisper.
I mean, yeah, that's going to put her behind as we get into the late game. They haven't really had anything pay off from those 3 Dawn's Blades. You do that either if you're so far behind in lane that you need the extra health, you need to just stay alive, or you do it if you want a burst of early damage. You want to be able to take people out quickly and to be early on in the game. And they haven't got any kills yet. No kills in the entire game, actually.
Nope.
Evelyn is coming into bottom lane now. There's a nice pink ward there in the bush, going to spot them out, and the lantern was used just to keep everyone safe.
Yep, Zenith Blade missed, so that's why the lantern was used.
Catch out Evelyn. So much damage coming down onto her. One more Mystic Shot might be enough. There's a Boomerang Blade. Olaf is coming across as well, but everyone's going to back away. Going to be safe. The Death Sentence didn't connect onto Evelyn, so they weren't able to pick up that kill.
Nope, she managed to dodge her own Death Sentence. Sorry, bad puns are bad.
Oh, Gragas actually catching out Olaf here. Evelyn is round the corner as well. Nice explosive cast, going to knock him back. Thresh is coming across. Ragnarok popped. He's going to be able to escape from that one. Ragnarok and Ghost keeping him alive. And I mean, it's an ultimate for an ultimate. Yes, he used the summoner spell as well, but you don't want to give that mid laner any kills.
Evelyn used Agony's Embrace on Olaf.
Well,
not sure if it was damage. A misclick.
Damage.
Just. Anyway, Zenith Blade on Trash without the stun.
Yeah, you talked a little bit about the soft counter of Leona on Thresh. Thresh actually soft counters Leona as well in some other aspects, because if she goes in with that Zenith Blade, you time your play correctly, she's not going to be close enough to actually land her Shield of Daybreak stun on you. So it'd be interesting to see if they do manage to do that properly. One other thing about Leona, I've been playing a lot of Leona recently, and if you max up her Shield of Daybreak, that's her Q and her stun, without getting any ranks in Eclipse, if you just max up all of her CC quicker in lane, it actually gives you a lot more lane pressure, because you're able to peel for your AD carry, and you're able to stun lock their AD carry a lot more. Eclipse isn't needed that much with the new runes and masteries changes, so you can actually just max up Q and E and then R. I get a ranking W when we start the team fight, so about level 10, level 11. And by that stage, you're stunning someone every couple of seconds pretty much, and it's really, really strong in lane because you can lock out an enemy AD carry.
Nice! We could be seeing a first turret down on bottom, but Thresh and Ezreal pick up that protected, Ezreal using his True Shot Barrage, and we have seen Ezreal picking up that Bloodthirster as Xantos is again in trouble. He really doesn't want to die, and here comes Olaf trying to get Evelynn.
Yeah, trying to get away that blue buff, and as you said, he's trying to get that buff control, trying to just stop Evelynn from being able to get any of her own buffs, give him across the Gragas as well. Oriana's here. There's a ward in that bush though, that worst eye, and they might be able to just keep this blue buff far enough away. Actually smited away there by Evelynn. So they kind of completed their goal there, making sure it's not going onto the Gragas.
Yep. They just need to get the blue buff now on Oriana so she can be able to spam those abilities really fast. Dragon in 2 minutes, and we have Pirate Fighter and Veganog pushing that bottom, so they need to deal some damage to the turret while Sivir and Leona are away. Leona, of course, picking up that Sightstone and some wards.
Yep, gonna keep herself nice and tanky with that Sightstone now. One thing I do like to see supports do, and you'll see it at high level play, is as soon as you get your Sightstone, ooh, actually Zenith Blade hitting here onto Pirate Fighter. Nice! He's trying to get away, but he gets solar flared as well. There's the barrier. Evelynn is here. The box comes down. Leona picks up the kill. Here comes Gragas. Are they going to continue on this one? No, they're not. First blood, 15 minutes into the game.
Yeah, really well played. They will pick up a tower out of it, and in about a minute the dragon will be back up. So they could rotate to the middle, push middle, go back down to the dragon, pick up dragon, or try to catch someone off in the enemy jungle, but they decide to recall and go back, do their things. One other thing I noticed, Sunfire Cape picked up by Rengar, but on the subject of counters and soft counters, Nami is a counter to Thresh because of the Aqua Prison and that tidal wave. The same goes for Thresh as well. So those are the 3 champions, the trifecta of soft countering each other while working well against each other. So it's really interesting to see them be on the opposing teams.
Yeah, and we've seen a lot of that in the bot lane. I mean, nice Zenith Blade there by Leona. Thresh couldn't really do much for his AD carry. Chucked the lantern down, wasn't able to pick it up in time because he just got melted. So one thing about this Leona is I would have liked to see her pick up a sweeping lens as soon as you get that Sightstone sweeping lens, because you can't use the little wards for anything. Like you have, you have 5 wards on your Sightstone that last longer than your warding totem wards, and like it's just easier to place because you only have to remember 1 button. So if you get the sweeping lens, it goes on a 3-minute cooldown because you've switched trinkets.
But it's still worth it.
Get it as soon as possible, and then you can use it later game. Yeah.
It's still worth it, those 3 minutes. We will see Xantos and Xenitus fighting on top again, dealing to each other not that big of a damage. They both have Sunfire Capes, and we will be seeing a probable 4v4 near that dragon as 420 HS starts it. They have cleared the wards.
Yeah, it should be really easy to get it. There it is. Dragon goes down at 17 minutes and 6 seconds, so it'll be up to 23:06. And it's 1 dragon each for both teams now, so we keep them so even in the gold. 400 gold is the difference, and a kill in the turret there to the Hilko team.
It's really nothing, and you see that Xenitus on Renekton is trying to keep that Rengar at bay, trying to keep them away. He is about 20 CS difference between those two, but it's still such a close fight on top because Rengar's going slightly more tankier than Renekton, and he is using his jump really well.
That he is, and the fact there are 3 bushes there in the top lane now really helps him with that jump. Means he can mobilize a lot more. Actually, Olaf getting engaged on here. Explosive cast coming out. on an Olaf. Oh, and the Solar Flare as well. Agnes Embrace was used alongside both of those, but he had Ragnarok. You're not going to stop him, Leona. You can't bring down the sun on someone who's already sunburned. He's red. He was red, so he was sunburned? No? No, just... Okay.
No. He had enough sunscreen to not even get slowed by the sun. Not even get a bit of a burn. He just breezed through it. He just breezed through the sun using his Viking powers to get away. So, I do see a 4-man stack here in the mid lane for 420 Ham Squad. They're going to try and push down this tower, and the Bloodthirst on Ezreal is going to help them do that. They managed to get a bit of damage onto the tower. Mystic Shot's coming out as well, but they back away. We haven't talked a huge amount about the ability. We talked about the Shockwave combination in... Sorry, we talked about the Shockwave combination when we were in Champ Select, but we haven't really seen it yet in this game. Thresh can get in there. No, she hasn't used it once. She hasn't used it once because Renekton is still on top. And with Olaf being not that tanky yet, he did pick up his Spirit of the Ancient Golem, but nothing else, and with his Homeguard boots on the Ninja Tabbies. So she didn't have an opportunity to use it as of yet. But we are going into the mid-game area, and we are seeing teamfights break out. So we just need those two top laners to either do their thing and take those turrets down, or kill each other, so that we can see proper 5v5s, and we will see Renekton jumping in with that Command Protect, and then followed by a Shockwave.
That will definitely be the plan for this team, and that top lane has been interesting in the fact that they've both been playing really well, but it's been tedious as well. Nothing has happened apart from Rengar almost dying early game. That's been it.
He is a cat with 8 lives, because he did lose 1 life, and he hasn't lost it since then, so he's still on 8 lives. He still needs to change that happening. He is about 10 CS difference now, so he's catching up. But can you imagine a 1v1 Renekton-Rengar as just this match to cast?
I think I'd be casting like the movement of the brush and stuff like that. That would be what would be the most interesting thing for me. Oh, and the brush is waving back and forth, and Renekton jumps into it, jumps away, and it waves back and forth a little bit more. Gonna get that minion.
Cape picks up the kill on the minion.
Too strong. Renekton actually backing outside the bush there, so Rengar, sorry, backing outside the bush, not going to be able to get away from that one. And Renekton just showing his presence, showing his snarly teeth on that crocodile. The problem for both of these teams actually is the wave clear. Orianna has great wave clear with command attack into Dissonance, and the Bowels from Gragas, the Boomerang Blade from Sivir is so strong. Like, it's going to be very difficult for either of these teams to actually siege a tower properly, because both have good poke.
10% more damage to Rengar.
Mate,
Rengar still doesn't have enough energy to shout to heal himself up.
Well, those ferocity stacks are very important now. On the Rengar, obviously, so he's going to jump back in. Yep, tries to heal himself up a little bit. He's going to hit these creeps as much as possible. They just clear the wave and then back away. Orianna be giving across her blue buff. She's going to come back into this mid lane, and yes, worst Ori is the worst Ori, but it's been doing relatively well on this Orianna. Yet to burn a summoner, yet to burn her ultimate as well. She's been ganked a couple of times and managed to escape pretty easily, so going to be going back with 2,300 gold. Probably going sort of Sorcerer's Boots, maybe even a Needlessly Large Rod then.
I'm expecting, Needlessly Large Rod definitely, but Sorcerer's Shoes, I'm not sure. She is sitting on 757, 62 gold, so she could be waiting just for that, or picks up a few healing pots, not needed.
She's undone everything.
Sells everything.
She got confused by her mathematics there. She's gone Needlessly Large Rod, and then Sorcerer's Boots. Yeah.
You called it.
Well, I can understand getting the Ionian Boots of Lucidity, the cooldown reduction boots as well on the Orianna, just because it helps you spam out those balls a little bit more. And it's what Ocelot used to do in Season 3 when Orianna was big, actually. So,
yep, when he made her big.
Yeah. You do get 10% cooldown reduction from the blue buff as well, and also a bit from Athene's Crucible, so... Athene's Unholy Grail, sorry. Yeah, so she's got enough cooldown reduction there to be going on with.
We have the AD carries both having Bloodthirsters, Roots of Mobility on Thresh, and Spectre's Cowl on Rengar, so he wants to stop a bit of magic damage happening as Renekton finally goes to that middle lane trying to help his team. He's level 13, he is sitting on 330 gold because he just bought Mercury Threads home guard as he lost his top turret. So it's 2-0 in turrets for Team Hilko, and only 1,000 gold difference. So we have that 1,000 gold, that gold increase, and Dragon is live. So we could be seeing another team fight after this tower siege.
Yeah, there are 5 members of the Hilko team here in the mid lane. Olaf has come across, and Thresh and Ezreal are coming down, from the bottom lane. Dragon is live. Evelyn hiding in the bush. Oh, nice hook there onto Leona. Not the target you want. She goes in. The flash has come out. Agnes embrace. Ezreal is in the back line. There's the true shot barrage. Gets rid of the Evelyn. Sivir is there. Rengar is jumping onto this Ezreal's face. He's going to try and flash. There is Thresh. Is Ezreal going to go down? No. Rengar tanking up too many tower shots. Olaf is there as well. Sivir's getting taken very low by this one. Necton uses the barrier and the flash. There's a kill. Gragas picking up Orianna, but Xantos gaming here on Rengar's going to go down as well. No. Ezreal arcane shifts across the wall, picks up the kill, and it turns into a 3-for-1 trade.
With that even in gold. 3-for-1, and they're not done. Here comes Renekton, just uses that Thresh's Dark Wave Passage to get back, and they will pick up the third dragon of the game, which is their second dragon. As Rengar picks up Spirit Visage.
Finally going to put them in the gold lead. First time in the match here for the 420 Helm Squad team, and they've yet to take a tower. 2-0 there in favour of Hilko. So if they start to push down these towers, they might be able to get a bit more map pressure and a bit more of a gold lead.
Yep, they are warding nicely, both teams, but they definitely 420 HS need that tower pressure. They need to drop some of the towers. They have been spot on the dragons. 2 out of 3 dragons isn't that bad. It will help them a lot, and they just won a major team fight.
Yeah, we have to remember it was almost 3 out of 3 as well, because of that true shot barrage that came across, almost stealing away. Evelyn just able to smite before it came in. So I like this build from Ezreal, because he went for a fast bloodthirst, and now he's gone for a Manamune, or Manamune, I believe it's pronounced. It's always like, it's really a good build because you need a lot of mana as Ezreal. You can't take the blue buff away from Orianna, because Orianna is really blue buff reliant. So you get that Manamune, you get a bit of extra attack damage from that, and you get the extra mana coming out from it. And because if you upgrade it straight into the Manamune, instead of having just the tier, it gets your auto attacks resetting it as well and getting extra mana for you. So really going to help him out as he gets into the late game. He's gone now for he's going for a blue build Ezreal actually, or sort of a new school, old school blue build, because he's gone for the Sheen, Chain Vest as well. So he's going to go into that Frozen Fist, the Iceborne Gauntlet, smacking his hands into as many people as possible.
I haven't seen that since middle of Season 3.
Yeah. It's actually risen in favour again, but quite recently. It's sort of the last couple of weeks, I would say, that I've seen it again. If you go Manamune into this Iceborne Gauntlet, the slow is great. I mean, the Triforce is something that you sort of exclude from this set of builds. Like, you don't want that Triforce because you've got your Bloodthirst and you get critical strike chance and the attack speed just from your passive as Ezreal. So by going for Iceborne Gauntlet, you get a slow, you get extra kiting potential, and that's obviously what Pirate Fighter wants to do here. Wants to be able to get Rengar off his face and stop himself from dying while his team cleans up.
It will protect him from Rengar and Evelyn. Yeah, Evelyn isn't going to be as tanky, but she will be there because she's a stealth-oriented mage, so she can still easily go up behind him as we have an engage in the middle.
Yeah, not good positioning there at all by Leona. Went in, tried to get a stun down on the Thresh and took back half her health. Now, one thing I've actually been watching for the last couple of seconds, Rengar is totally screwing over Renekton in the top lane, yeah. Renekton's not having a good time.
He didn't change anything, but get Spirit Visage, and that just boosted his sustain up, which is allowing him to trade better with Renekton and deal better damage to him.
Yeah, huge amount of sustain coming out from those battle wars now, extra 20%, so they're going to be going for all this power. There's a 5-man stack, and oh, nice play there by Ezreal, using that True Shot Barrage, not for damage onto the enemy champions, but just to clear out the wave, and the Thresh Hook missing there, trying to get Renekton into the fight, but he's not going to be able to join as quickly as you'd like.
No. Here comes Renekton, but they did disengage, so this will be a standoff before someone engages or does a mistake and Thresh lands that death sentence. It's 1,000 gold still difference, so it's just... We will be seeing Hilko trying to get that mill tower, while 420 HS will try to protect it and then engage on it. They need a good shockwave here.
Ooh, the hook lands there on Leona. Like the Vegnaguno is hitting hooks, but they're all on like Leona. They're the tanky ones. You don't want to be hitting hooks on there. Civ is in the bottom lane, and they know they can push this out, but there aren't any minions. Beautifully timed actually here by Sasuke189 on that Civ coming up when the minions are arriving into this middle lane, going the long way around. But it meant that they couldn't utilize the fact that she was bottom lane because there were no minions for them to push the tower with.
No, they weren't. And I think Sivir shouldn't be split pushing, it should be Rengar because he has that Trail of the Hunt, so he can easily escape. He has that Q burst potential when he has his full stacks up. So we could be seeing a nice fight coming soon. As you see, both assassins off to the side trying to flank and get on Ezreal because of his true shot barrage and his mobility. As we have 1 minute and 35 seconds till Dragon is back up.
Hook missing again there, and this is the sort of stage of the game that we talked about. The problem for this is, though, we talked about the strength of both these teams in team fights. They're scared of each other. They don't want to. They don't want to fight each other. It's just really like they know the skills. They know the abilities that can come out from the enemy champions. They know that they've got all their summoners up. They know they've got the CC chains as well. They just don't want to go in there. Yeah, the hook just missing. They're landing on a minion, and both of these teams, you can tell they're scared. You can tell there's like they're on a knife edge, waiting for this fight to start.
I wouldn't say per se that they're scared, they're more apprehensive because they know that one wrong mistake will cost them a team fight and possibly not only a dragon, but 2 turrets. Because it is 29 minutes of the game, they are around 11 to 15 levels up now, so the spawn timers are getting increased. So they really do not want to give something that they want, as Gragas tried to save the turret, but the minions were too strong.
And then they're gonna push now. They know it's a 4v5. They know they can take this tower. Gragas gave up 2 turrets for that. He roamed top. Should have looked at the wave and been like, yeah, that's gonna go down. We'll sacrifice that, and we'll accept the fact that that's gonna go down. Like it's a tier 1 top turret. There's not a huge amount they're gonna be doing up in that top side of the game yet. Wasn't smart for Gragas to go up there and give that up. He's also succeeded a lot of dragon pressure here. Look at this, everyone's backing away from the Hilko team. They're all going to be in base, and the dragon is up in 5 seconds. Beautifully timed here by 420 Ham.
By Gragas, and this is a large rod picked up by Evelyn. She is going to go for the Deathfire Grasp, which is her staple. Same as Ari, they just need it. And 4th dragon of the game picked up, 3rd dragon for 420 HS, and this is something that they needed, as Ezreal is just gonna clear that top minion wave. Attempted.
He missed the ball.
Or attempted.
So, yeah. Well done, Pirate. Pirate Fighter EU West showing that he knows how to fight pirates, but perhaps not knows how to aim.
I think he didn't drink enough rum.
Yeah, probably.
To aim properly.
Probably. So,
that's my go at it.
There's another mid lane stack coming out here from the Hilko team. 3 of them gonna be standing. Oh, sorry, only 2. Evelyn, Leona has backed away. Evelyn and Gragas are here in the middle lane. They're gonna be trying to push this tower down. It's on a minuscule amount of health. 120. Evelyn auto attacks, and that goes down. It's mid lane for mid lane, pretty much in the end of the day.
And we're back to about 1,600 gold difference. Again, really no advantage whatsoever. Really minuscule advantage for team 420 HS. It just, we'll now see how well can they keep it or increase it. Rengar pushing that top, and Iceborne Gauntlet picked up by Ezreal, so he has the kite potential now, and we just are waiting for him to turn that Manemoon into Muramana. That will spike up his damage as Leona is clearing those minions. And Thresh picked up that sweeping glance when he picked up the Locket of Iron Solari. So he still hasn't got that Ruby Sightstone, and that Fire Grasp final finish by Evelyn. Now she is in a position where she can go around and snipe someone with her combo.
That she can, but she hasn't really been showing any pressure on the map, especially in the early game when there was a lot of sort of pushed up lanes. She stood mid a lot of the time, didn't roam around, wasn't able to come into the other lanes, and didn't really put down the map pressure you'd expect from an Evelyn. We do see Vegnaguno getting engaged in the bot lane, chucks down the box, Sivir runs through that, could have spell shielded through it. She actually uses on the hunt there, there's the spell shield, not sure what that was for, trying to get rid of the slow. Vegnaguno actually goes down, nicely done by Sasuke and by that Leona as well, going to be able to pick up that kill. Olaf is here in the top lane. We're going on to Rengar. He hasn't got Thrill of the Hunt anymore. The Undertow comes down. There's the Ignite as well. Rengar tries to heal himself up, but the Ignite is going to reduce that healing by 50%. They managed to pick up a kill, but there's a massive push down here in the bottom lane by Leona and Sivir.
And we are seeing definitely those skirmishes now happening, and Sasuke may have used his spell shield in case that Thresh decides to turn around and use Play or that sentence. Yes, Ezreal was slightly behind. Here comes Crucial Barrage, or she was expecting something from Ezreal. As we see now, Sasuke is on 50% health. Renekton and Verstari will use Shockwave to pick up the kill on Leona and continue to chase.
Yeah, Ezreal can keep chasing this one. He's got another Arcane Shift in a few seconds. Actually decides to back away. An Arcane Shift into Mystic Shot with that Iceborne Gauntlet procced would have really slowed down Sivir, but she probably had her spell shield up and would have been able to block it if she was quick enough on those reactions.
Indeed.
Like, going to the gold now, it's a 2,400 gold lead, and we're 33 minutes into this game. I mean, I've been finding games have tended to be quite quick on this patch, sort of 30 minutes, 35 minutes at most, but here we have a 33-minute game, 5 turrets down in the entire game, and 8 kills.
3-5 in kills.
8 kills altogether. It's a slow game thus far.
This reminds me of Season 2.
CLGEU have joined the EGL Summoner Shield number 19. They're in the quarterfinals and are not as dominant as we'd expect them to be. I mean, obviously... Clearly.
It's because they don't have Flappy. Sorry, they don't have Anivia, so that's it.
No Anivia, no Lux, so they're not going to win the game. We do actually see a Baron bait here. Leona getting pulled in, and there's Rengar is actually quite a way away from this fight, but nice Boomerang Blade there by Sivir is going to lock out the rest of the team. They're going to back away, so... And they might have decided to fight that a bit quicker, but Rengar was close enough to Thrill of the Hunt. He wasn't in the fight, but he could have got there relatively quickly.
Definitely, he could. He picked up Shin, so he will be going for that Trinity Force, which will increase his both healing and damage.
Oh, here comes Rengar. Thrill of the Hunt has been pumped. Not sure he communicated this with his team because no one else is engaged. Oh, flash there onto Orianna. Worst is getting taken very low. Nice solar flare hits up 4 people, blocks out the shockwave as well. Evelyn is jumping on Pirate Fighter. There's a rising hero. He goes down. This is beautiful. Pirate Fighter goes down as well. Xenesis is fighting against 5 men. You're not going to win this one. He does get 1 kill. Gets Sivir. Beautiful there. And he flashes the wall with a slice and dice as well. Vegnaguno is miles away from this one. Rising hero left the game actually. It looks like he DC'd, but I'm pretty sure that was after the fight. I'm pretty sure that was after the fight because he was running around in the fight and he's reconnected straight away, so hopefully we won't have to put up any of our other overlays, but that was such a good fight for the Hilko team.
It really was, yeah. It did end with 3 for 1, but Renekton did picked up that kill on Sivir. She has 212 score, 252 CS, and she has the beginnings of a Legolas build, so it is... Bloodthirster, Last Whisper, and Static Shiv. So she's either going for the Infinity Edge now or something else to pick up her damage a bit and just give her that extra edge. As Renekton picks up Black Cleaver, so he'll be shredding armor.
An interesting decision there, Renekton. Obviously, he's realised that he's tanky enough. The team isn't focusing him, so if he has that Black Cleaver, he's going to be able to just do a little bit more damage to those carries. Maybe have got rid of Sivir a couple of seconds quicker and been able to turn onto the Gragas or something like that. So, it'll be interesting to see how they do decide to continue with these team fights, because they definitely won that one, but it was just a gorgeous solar flare. Blocked out 4 people. Absolutely beautiful, and meant that the shockwave didn't go off as well because Orianna got knocked out. Nice engage as well from Rengar.
Exactly, as you said, really good solar flare, which allowed Burning Agony's Embrace, from Evelyn to jump on 4 people, which just boosted her health, and she just helped obliterate some of the members of 420 HS, and just really good fight.
It's difficult to kite people as Ezreal or as Orianna if you can't see them coming, and that's what happened there. Rengar just jumped on Orianna's face, chucked the Ignite down as well, and she had nowhere to go. Like, she tried to get away, but just got locked up by the massive CC chain coming out. Explosive Cask was used as well, so really
it looks like...
Yeah.
At the start of the fight, when Rengar jumped on Orianna with that Thrill of the Hunt running around like a headless chicken, it looked like they had a bad miscommunication happening. But while exactly what happened was, I'm going in for Orianna, we're going to follow it up with our range, which is the Explosive Cask and Solar Flare, and just get that done as 420HS goes for their 4th dragon, which is 5th dragon overall.
Yeah, and as much... Oh, actually, they're going to go engage here on the Gragas. The box comes down. Shockwave not hitting there. Explosive cast coming out from Gragas. Is it going to be enough? Yes, he goes down. The Renekton is in the middle of all of this. Leona is there. Dominus popped. Nice solar flare, but Ragnarok being popped. Oh, not quite able to hit there with the death sentence. It looks like Evelyn's going to go down. They're going to go in for the Leona as well, and there's the Renekton tackling up. Double kill for Pirate Fighter, and they're going to get a tower out of this, and I was just about to say, it's about objectives. Oh, Rengar getting jumped on here. Renekton goes very low, gets taken out by the tower. He's going to try and get away. There's the Thrill of the Hunt. Manages to get him away. Oh, he's going to jump on the Orianna though. There he goes onto worse. Oh, he melts her down. The tower goes down. Thresh is going to get taken out. Yes, he does by the Sivir. Pirate Fighter very low here. Sivir's still on full health. She might go in for this one. She gets that kill as well. And she's going to turn onto a Rising Hero. Gets the Under 2 off. He's going to be able to run away from this one.
And they turn it around, making it 4-4-4 because Rengar used a really well-timed Thrill of the Hunt.
Oh, actually, sorry. Olaf going very low here. One more Boomerang Blade. Is it going to come out? Yes, it is. Is it enough? It is. It's an ace. Suzuki and Rengar really turning that round for their team.
Wow, just Xanatos and Sasuke really well played by them both. Leona picking up Sunfire Cape. Last Whisper picked up by Ezreal now. So we are seeing some major items being completed. They are done with their first major item, so now they're just filling out their builds. And Sasuke is working on that middle tower because he needs it. They need it actually. It's 3-3 in turrets. And it's 1,000 gold difference that Sasuke picks up that middle tower, and it 1 kill difference in their favor as well. So really well played by both teams in that team fight and that turnaround as Leona clears that Baron ward.
Yeah, gonna get rid of that 3,000 gold sitting on Sivir. She can get pretty much almost any... Oh, I've actually still got the pause overlay on. Didn't realise that. There we are, fixed it. She's sitting on 3,000 gold, can back away and get a huge amount of extra damage going for a BF sword. It's probably going to build that into the Infinity Edge as you were talking about earlier, but 6-1 on that Sivir. She is beefy at the moment. If they can keep her alive, really going to be able to do a lot of damage from range, and as we saw in that last fight, shutting out a lot of the members of the team of the 420 Ham Squad team.
If they can sacrifice Rengar, if he can kill Orianna or Ezreal, and yeah, he will die doing it, but if he can manage to take someone out with him, it will be a 4v4 fight, and Hilko will be in the advantage because of Gragas and Sasuke, especially with Sasuke and his damage. So here comes Xanatos jumping on Sasuke, who just spell shields that stun.
Yeah, and it's a bit of a split coming out here from the Hilko team. They're not quite in the position they'd like to be in. The 420 Ham Squad team have realised this and then going for another objective. Something they've been great at this entire game is just getting the objectives when they matter. And they're actually going to be locked in here. Nice solo play hitting on Pirate Fighter. There's the Rengar jump going worst Army. There's Shockwave does not come out. Nice true shot barrage. But Pirate Fighter is going to go down. Body slam, double kill. Another kill there for Evelyn onto the Olaf, and Thresh and Renekton are running away as quickly as they can, but Suzuki is here. Vegna, Guno, you have nowhere to go. Flashes across the wall. No flash here from Sivir, and no on the hunt either. Not going to be able to chase that one down, but that was a beautiful pincer movement from the Hilko team.
It is, and they will go for Baron, and they can rotate easily towards top because they have a huge minion wave pushing. It is in the middle of the lane at the moment, but they have a huge minion wave pushing that top lane, and with that Baron, they will get the 300 gold, but they'll also have that movement speed and that speed for killing the turrets. So 14 to 10 kills, 4 kills up, really brilliantly done.
Yeah, beautifully done by them, and it shows how well they can lock out players. Like they did a very nice pincer movement, got a beautiful solar flare landing on Ezreal and Thresh as well, I do believe. Olaf got caught out, he got melted. Ezreal went down to a beautiful jump there. Rengar jumped onto the Orianna as well. Just they did so well at locking out the damage dealers. Shockwave didn't even go off because of how locked down that Orianna was, and that's a massive bit of CC not to be used in a team fight.
Sivir's definitely, Sasuke and Sivir is definitely being very careful of how he moves, where he positions, while Rengar just picked up Last Whisper and the Longsword, so he will be going either for a Brutalizer with that Longsword, or even towards Hydra to get a bit more sustain for himself. But that Trinity Force is really paying off. He's 239 with 282 CS, but he is allowing his team to win those team fights and clear the enemy team really nice and fast. Because he has that ability to use that Chill of the Hunt, jump on someone, and just effectively one-shot them as they pick up the 5th turret of the game.
Yeah, 5 turrets for them, 3 turrets for the 420 Ham Squad team. They're going to push towards this inhibitor turret as well. Actually rotating around towards mid lane, it looks like. Gonna try and get this wave coming up, but there's no minions there for them at the moment. Just clearing this out, getting rid of that siege minion as well. Tricky thing with siege minions, I mean, they're obviously very, very dangerous as you get into the later game. Very scary as siege minions.
Yep, 35 seconds till Dragon is back live, and the Hilko team is rotating towards top. They will clear that minion wave and push that last inner turret. We will see 420HS trying to counterplay them. They haven't effectively been doing any plays, they've just been responding to what Hilko has been doing for the past 15 minutes.
And it's always a danger for the 420 Ham Squad team because they don't know where Evelyn is. She can be anywhere on the map. Could be hiding behind them, could be dancing in the Baron pit. They do now know because she's gone to the mid lane and has revealed herself, but it's a bit scary when you don't know at any time where one of the enemy team is.
Especially Evelyn, who has Rabadon's Death Cap and the Deathfire Grasp with that Spirit of the Spectral Wraith, so she has quite a huge damage potential, especially with that Agony's Embrace when she uses it on a proper time. Dragon is live, Two-Shot Barrage used, and Rengar is just tanking the turret. He doesn't even feel it anymore.
He doesn't take any damage at all, really. But oh, actually engage here onto Leona. Solar Flare comes out, tries to flash away. Shockwave hitting up 3 people, really nicely done. Zenithus picks up Leona there. Xantos is trying to get into the backline, but Rising Hero is there. He's going to go down to this Evelyn. Yes, he does. Oh, the hook is beautiful by Vegnaguno. Trying to flash away there by Rizu. He's going to get taken out. He gets the kill there on Thresh, however. Sivir is still alive, and it's Ezreal and Orianna versus this 3-man team coming here from Hilko.
Yep, and don't forget, one of them is Rengar, who is tanky. Yeah, he's not a huge amount of has a huge amount of tankiness, but he can heal up. He has that sustain, and Orianna doesn't have her shockwave to bring them closer to the inhibitor turret to help them deal the damage to take the kill. Yeah, Ezreal can kill Sivir, but not sure if they want to go in and do it as Leona picks up Spectral Cowl.
Yeah, probably going to build that into the Spirit Visage. No, she's still got it. She's got Spectre's Cowl.
Oh yeah, she does. So I was looking at Thresh, who has the Glacial Shroud. And Dragon is live, and it will be Hilko taking their second Dragon of the game.
Yeah, puts them about 4,800 gold in the lead. Nice lead for them now. They've actually managed to extend that out from the 2,000, 3,000 that we've been seeing. So 5 kills up, 3 turrets up. They will be feeling very confident about their chances in this game. Baron will be spawning in, I think it's in about 4 minutes or so. 4 minutes or so on the Baron, so should be up pretty, well, relatively soon. Considering this game's 45 minutes long, what's 4 minutes to us? Nothing whatsoever.
Indeed, nothing. Gragas picked up Zhonya's Hourglass. Not sure how much that will help him. That will help him protect him a bit from Ezreal and Renekton and Olaf due to their AD damage, their physical damage, sorry. But will it completely save him and protect him? Not really.
Oh, on the hunt being popped in the mid lane. They're going on a Rising Hero. It's taking really low. Nice engage there. Solar Flare coming out. Not quite needed, but he's going to be able to get away. No! Explosive cask. The lob of that keg straight into the face of that Viking. He chugged it down and died of hepatitis.
Well, I think he overdrank and fell to the floor and died.
Yep. It's dangerous, that liver failure, really doing a lot of damage. Actually, only 2 minutes on the Baron, so after this rotation...
Moral of the story, don't drink.
Do not drink, unless it's in moderation. Drinking in moderation can actually be good for you. Speaking
Indeed, especially red wine.
Yeah, especially red wine. But after this rotation, we'll be seeing a Baron play probably coming out from Hilko. Look at the damage on the Pirate Fighter. He's down to half health. Shockwave coming in. Nice spell shield there actually by Sivir. Renekton is miles away from his team. The box comes out. Evelyn locked out. And here comes Pirate Fighter. He's used that barrier and then managed to pick up 1 kill on the Evelyn. Everyone's so low that Renekton goes down. Pirate Fighter jumped on here by the Rengar. Double kill for Sivir. Rengar's going to be able to get onto worse area if he wants to. They're going to rotate back, get the tower, and that's a really good trade there for Hilko.
Rengar wanted to go for Ezreal, which did him worse because he left Ari
Oh,
open
explosive
to,
cast.
Wow. left Orianna open to deal more damage to him, which almost killed him. Orianna picking up Zhonya's Hourglass as Olaf and Ezreal continue to slightly chase the rest of the Hilko team.
It's an inhibitor tied down in that top lane now, though, for Hilko, and gives them a much easier opportunity to get that inhibitor. Rengar can go in with Fill of the Hunt. That's probably what we'll be seeing. If they find that they can't get that easily, we'll see Rengar just sneaking in around the back, picking up that inhibitor, and making the 420 Ham Squad team respond to his sort of presence in that lane.
Nerf! Or report Rengar, he stole blue buff.
Just too strong. Stealing blue buff obviously needed on that manaless champion Rengar, but cooldown reduction. Well, he's already got 20% from Spirit Visage and 10% from that Brutalizer as well, so that maxes him out at 40% cooldown reduction.
Never enough for cooldown reduction.
Well, it maxes at 40%, so there is enough.
You're just killing my joke.
Well, just saying. Yeah.
Baron is live and we will be seeing another team fight there.
That we will, and they pushed out the top lane here to the 420 Ham Squad, making sure their inhibitor's not going to go down for any time soon. Talisman of Ascension actually popped. They decided to go for the Baron. I'm not sure you needed Talisman of Ascension to run that very short distance. Thresh is here, misses the Evelynn, and they're going to have to back away from it. No one's actually taking any damage here. Pirate Fighter taking out the tower. Thrill of the Hunt. Pirate Fighter gets melted. Agnes Embrace. Solar Flare coming in as well, and that is Pirate Fighter out of the fight. Megnakuno is getting locked onto here by Evelynn. Xenitus is tagging up 3 people, but he gets taken out. It's a double kill for the Rengar as well, and they're going to get this Baron for pretty much free now.
Perfect engage, 3 for none. They'll pick up the Baron. We have a 50 to 60 seconds spawn timer, so they can easily rotate to the middle or towards top, pick up that inhibitor, push that middle lane. They can deal so much things. Dragon in 2 minutes, 10 kills difference, 10,000 gold difference now, 7-3 in turrets. So Team Hilko is definitely in the advantage, is doing their best. And they are just winning team fight after team fight, which is allowing them this so much domination and map control.
Yeah, they've got the inhibitor in top lane, and they're going to get this inhibitor in mid lane as well. Still 25 seconds on the next, and he is the latest. Orianna getting jumped on by Thrill of the Hunt, not going to be able to get enough damage down there. The double buff on Rengar doing a huge amount with his red buff ticking away, doing that little bit of extra damage, and they've got 2 inhibitors now. It's going to be very difficult for 420 Ham Squad to get back from this one.
It will. It really will. It can still happen. We already seen it happen before. One bad team fight from a winning team or from a team that's in the advantage can make them lose. Especially if it happens multiple times. But one team fight, bad team fight, is all that is enough. Rengar picked up the Black Cleaver, so he will be also chipping off the armor from the enemy team, as Renekton has that Random Zoman, which is slowing down Sivir's auto attack, and Rengar's as well, especially when he jumps in the middle of the team.
Yeah, it's a lot more difficult for him to get as much damage off as he would like to, but it's still quite a bit that's coming out from him, so... the Dragon's up in 30 seconds. Dragon is still an important objective, even this late into the game, 50 minutes now, but it gives you quite a bit of gold. Scales up until the global level of all of the champions in the game is about level 15, and that's the point when it maxes out its gold-giving rewards, and you can take away all of the gold from Smorg, you know, give it back to the dwarves if you want to, or you can keep it for yourself. Oh,
this is going to be that Gambit Gaming versus CLG EU Season 3 or Season 2 matchup, when Gambit had multiple Guardian Angels. We have 3 Guardian Angels on Team Hilko.
It's not enough. We need a Zillion as well, and a Yorick, and a Mordekaiser, just so we can get as many champions on the backfield as
Don't forget Kayle.
Oh,
Kayle with the
actually,
intervention.
Kayle would be great as well. Do you see Evelynn trying to sneak around the side here? Aatrox as well, yes. Just anyone who can resurrect themselves would be...
in that case, Zac.
Yeah, well, Zac's kind of, he does resurrect himself, but it's not quite the same as, say, an Aatrox.
It's cooler.
Yeah.
Zac's is cooler, yeah, he can easily die, but if he has that Guardian Angel, they literally kill him, he comes back, and then he dies, I guess.
That's true, and they do see this inhibitor start being pushed here in the bottom lane. It's the last inhibitor alive for 420 Ham Squad. Thrill of the Hunt come out. They're not going to be going. Look at how quick that Rengar is, just jumping around the map as much as he wants. Nexus turret's getting
taking out that Nexus turret. Almost went down.
Ezreal's Evelyn's passive being popped there. Nice shotgun picking up a bunch of people. Double kill for Rengar, however. And here comes the Nexus. That's going to go down really quickly. Gets melted. And we do see Hilko winning that game. Beautifully done by them to manage to secure victory there. Leading by 15,000 gold in the end. 26 kills to 13. And they'll be going through to the semi-finals of this tournament. Commiserations to 420 Ham Squad. You battled hard, but weren't quite able to survive through that Rengar into solar flare damage.
Indeed, that was really good synergy. We were discussing early game, before the game started, about our apprehension about having that Gragas Leona happening because of the displacement of Gragas and Leona lockdown, but they played it really, really well, and it showed, and especially Rengar and Evelyn, who did that tons of damage later on when they got the item. So really well played, guys, and that's it from me.
Yeah, beautifully played there by the Hilko team. We'll be seeing them, well, we might be seeing them in the next round. I'm not quite sure who we're streaming yet, but they will be going through to the semi-finals. Obviously, this is the EGL League of Legends Championship Summer Shield number 19. I'm Sona, and my co-caster for that game was Tempu Crow. She'll be leaving us now, I'm afraid, so you just have to deal with my voice. I'll be joined by a new co-caster called Eltazar. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes, guys. I'm going to get the next game set up for us, and then we will be casting the semi-finals of this EGL League of Legends Championship Summoner Shield number 19. Put some music on for you guys in the meantime, because I'm a nice guy. Really nice guy. Here we are.
Yes, you are.